I'm going to share with you my songwriting process and also how to get over writer's block / creative blocks. Welcome to ym&t. Look at this mug. Oh, thank you for getting me this mug for my birthday, Christina. Shout out. No hay nadie como tú means there is nobody like you in Spanish. So cute. I got a question on Patreon. What's Patreon? Well, good question. I'll put the link down below. But basically, it's a website where you can donate $1 minimum every month to me, and you get access to my originals before anyone else hears them. You get access to my YouTube videos before anyone else sees them. And sometimes I just throw in little extra posts here and there about like certain sneak peek videos. I did a live stream and I recorded and posted the entire thing on Patreon. So if you donate $1 a month minimum to me, you have access to that. How cool. Oh my gosh. So I got a question on Patreon. You can send me direct messages, and Ethan Wood sent me a message. Hi Ethan. It goes a little something like this. What is your songwriting process? Do you start with lyrics, then chords, vice versa, or something else? So I'm going to share with you my songwriting process, and also how to get over writer's block / creative blocks. It's a big struggle, and I get this question asked a lot. So here we go. I don't know if all of y'all know this, but for every song that I write that I actually post, I'd say 6 or 7 songs came before it that were absolutely crappy. Songwriting is not perfect, and there's a lot of the process that y'all don't see. You really only see the product that I post for the public. I go through a lot of crappy songs before I actually get a good one out into the open. What do I have here? Oh, great question. These are my songwriting books. These are the only 2 I brought with me to Spain, but I have about 5 other ones in America at home. This is called Teaching Reading with Literature. This is a book that I barely used in college, in my college writing class. And here's another notebook. They are filled with songs that probably, 80% of which, never made it to the public. Creativity is like a pipe. Whenever the pipe has not been cleaned for too long, aka you haven't created something for a while, you have to flush it out. And by flushing out the pipe, you have to create a lot of really crappy stuff to get the pipe, all the crap out of the pipe, and get it all cleaned out so that you can have room for a nice clean flow of good stuff and good content and good songs, right? Don't be afraid to actually just write really crappy stuff because it's part of the process. And sometimes a song sounds really crappy when you first write it, but just keep going with it, record it on your phone, write it down in a notebook, video yourself doing it, whatever, and then give it a day, take a break, and revisit it, and maybe it's actually not that bad. Sometimes you're just really critical of yourself. I'm not speaking from personal experience, but perhaps you're a little too hard on yourself, and actually what you create is pretty good most of the time. The next tip I want to give to get over creative writing blocks, you need to listen to music that you like. Not music that you think people will want to hear, not music that you think people might want you to write for your career and that will get you famous and successful and rich, whatever. No, do it for you, do it for you, do it for you. Write music that you want to hear, and then it will be fun and it won't feel like work and it won't feel like you're trying to impress anyone else or trying to please anyone else. Listen to music that you like, and then the music that you create will sort of automatically be music that you want to listen to in return. Another tip is record anything that comes to you, and that means like at any time of day, whether it's 12 p.m. on a random Thursday or whether it's 6 p.m. on a rainy Tuesday, write it down. If a melody gets stuck in your head for some reason and you're like typing at your desk at work and you're like, huh, this is actually a pretty good melody, whip out your phone, record it. This goes for lyrics as well, not just melodies that get stuck in your head, but if you wake up in the morning and let's say you had a really weird dream and there was some words that were floating through your head in your dream, take a notebook, write that stuff down. You never know, it could turn into a song later. I do this thing where I take my phone randomly on my long commutes during the day, or like when I'm at a party, or maybe I'm going out and I'm at a club and like something hits me, I whip up my phone and I type in my little note app, whatever lyrics I think of. And maybe they're not lyrics at that time, maybe they're just like an observation I made about life, or like someone did a funny thing and I'm like, that's very interesting of them to do that. Okay, I'm going to write it down. Or I'm laying in bed late at night and I'm feeling really sad, and I'll write that stuff down too. Whatever you're feeling, just write it, because I think that's the best way to get stuff out there. Like I said, you have to clean your pipes somehow so that the passageway is clear and things will just flow out of it very nicely. Usually, I'll write all these notes, I'll save it in my phone. Then, when I have actual time and I can like sit down for about like an hour or more, I usually like put on my fairy lights in my room, make myself a cup of tea, and I just whip out my ukulele or my guitar and I just start messing around. And then once I find chords that I really like, I'll start to play the chords and I'll be like, hey, this actually sounds interesting. Take out my notebook and I'll write them down. Are you sensing a theme here? Just literally record anything that comes out of your brain, because you never know what's gonna happen with it. A lot of the stuff that I'm telling you now is what I replied to Ethan on my Patreon. Something that's helped me personally with my music and writing music. It comes easier to me because I kind of studied music in school. I took music classes because I went to this like private school that's all like hippy dippy into like music and art and stuff from like 3rd to 8th grade. And we did music class all that time, and we were in like a chorus, and I learned how to play violin, and I played snare drum in the orchestra. Also, I did choir all through college. I was in the musicals in high school and all through college as well. And I took vocal lessons a little bit in high school, and I took piano lessons for 6 years. So I have a lot of like musical background, and that's helped me a lot with songwriting because I kind of have a ear already that's kind of trained to hear what chords go well together and what notes go in whatever chord and all that stuff. But honestly, I have a lot of chords that I just make up. I'll just like put my fingers in random spots on a ukulele and I'll be like, that sounds interesting. And I don't know what chord it is. I honestly couldn't tell you, but this is what it looks like in my book. I wrote out a graph. 7, 8, 9, 10, that's the fret. This thing is a bar chord, and then here's those other 2 fingers. Capo 2, you know, and then I write the actual chords if I know them. I don't know, just so you don't forget stuff, because so easily, I feel like creativity is so fleeting, and it's like every emotion is fleeting as well. If you like something or something comes to you, literally just get it out before it goes away, because it goes away so fast. So anyway, hopefully this helps you get past writer's block, creative block, songwriting block. It's a real thing. Everyone struggles with it. It's alright though. Just try stuff and make stuff. And don't be afraid if it's garbage.